Welcome to the Astana Times YouTube channel. I'm Aida Haidar, and in today's broadcast, we'll explore the latest news in Kazakhstan. Let's dive into it. Big business, bold investments, and a deepening partnership between Kazakhstan and the UAE. President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev welcomed over $5 billion worth of commercial deals during the official visit of Abu Dhabi's Crown Prince Sheikh Khaled bin Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan on May 12. The two leaders reaffirmed that the UAE is not just a trade partner, but a strategic ally with shared ambitions. In fact, the inflow of direct investment from the Emirates has more than doubled in 2024, a clear signal that both sides are ramping things up. Last year, Kazakhstan and the UAE signed a joint declaration on strategic investment projects. This year, we're already seeing the results. Let's break down the key agreements. Samruk-Kazyna and Masdar are teaming up to deliver round-the-clock renewable energy up to 500 megawatts in power supply and 2,000 megawatts in storage capacity. The fund also inked a deal with AIQ, Abu Dhabi's AI powerhouse, to digitally transform Kazakhstan's oil and gas sector. In finance, Samruk-Kazyna signed a memorandum of understanding with Abu Dhabi Commercial Bank. And in tech, Kazakhstan will soon host a supercomputer cluster developed in partnership with Preside. Transport and logistics covered. Kazmunaygaz and Abu Dhabi Ports Group plan to expand Kazakhstan's merchant fleet. Meanwhile, Kazakhgas is also joining forces with AIQ to fast-track digital solutions in the gas industry. Other agreements include cooperation on automobile transport and closer ties between the justice ministries of both nations. And it's not all about industry. Social infrastructure is also getting a boost. The UAE will finance and help build a new maternity hospital in Turkestan. Plus, there is an investment plan to upgrade the Nur Sultan Nazarbayev International Airport and its surrounding area. And finally, a major step towards clean energy. The government's ratified a long-awaited agreement for a wind power plant project. The visit continued with Kazakhstan-UAE Business Forum, where both sides signed a new wave of commercial agreements, a strong signal of growing trust and shared vision between the two nations. Among the latest deals, an investment agreement to build a sugar factory in Kazakhstan, a memorandum to construct a data processing center, a partnership between Astana's Education Department and Emirates Kazakhstan Education Investment Group, a cooperation deal in data protection and cybersecurity. Tech and innovation were firmly on the agenda, with Kazmunaygaz Engineering and AIQ, the UAE's AI flagship, signing a strategic cooperation agreement to develop smart industrial solutions and boost knowledge exchange. On logistics, Khalifa Economic Zone's Abu Dhabi struck memoranda of cooperation with both the Atamakan National Chamber of Entrepreneurs and the Seaport Aktau Special Economic Zone. Meanwhile, Simurg Invest and Abu Dhabi Ports Group laid out principles for developing the Kuruk multi-purpose terminal on the Caspian coast. Agriculture was also in focus, with a memorandum to promote trade and procurement of Kazakh agricultural products. President Tokayev underscored the UAE's status as Kazakhstan's leading trade and investment partner in the Gulf, with cumulative Emirati investment exceeding $4.3 billion. He highlighted strong alignment with the UAE's development strategy 2031, particularly in innovation, industrial growth, and economic diversification. We see tremendous potential in energy, logistics, finance, smart technologies, and agriculture, said Tokayev, referencing major projects with Masdar, Preside, Abu Dhabi Ports Group, and others. The two leaders also visited the Astana International Financial Center, with 46 UAE-based companies now operate across sectors ranging from finance and insurance to ICT, manufacturing, and mining. Financial connectivity is accelerating. Earlier this month, Nasdaq Dubai and the Astana International Exchange launched a direct depository link. AIX has also joined Tabadul, the UAE's digital exchange hub launched by Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange. While investment from the United Arab Emirates continues to flow into strategic sectors, Kazakhstan's own economic engine is gaining speed. The country's economy grew by 6% in the first 4 months of 2025, according to preliminary data from the Kazakh Bureau of National Statistics, a strong signal of upward momentum across key sectors like transport, trade, industry, and agriculture. The transport sector led the charge with a remarkable 22.4% surge, thanks to booming freight volumes. Rail transport jumped by 20.5% and pipeline transport by 19.6%. Construction activity also showed robust growth, growth, with the physical volume index rising by 16.2%. Government officials, however, are urging quicker execution and tighter local coordination to keep cost inflation in check. The trade sector continued its solid climb, with growth accelerating to 7%, up from 6.3% in the previous quarter. Wholesale trade rose to 7.4%, and retail trade followed with a 6.1% uptick. Regionally, Turkestan region saw a massive 60.4% jump in trade, driven by strong sales of fruits, vegetables, and pharmaceuticals. Akmola region followed with a 44% increase, led by grain, seed, and animal feed sales. In Shymkent, trade climbed nearly 20%, backed by sales of diesel, medicine, and scrap metal. Industrial production grew by 6.4%, powered by a 7.1% rise in mining, largely due to an 11.2% boost in coal output and a 7.2% increase in manufacturing, with solid contributions from food, tobacco, chemicals, and mechanical engineering. Agriculture wasn't left behind, posting a healthy 3.9% increase in gross output, a sign that Kazakhstan's growth is broad-based and gathering pace. And to other news that signals growing regional ties and connectivity, Kazakhstan is opening up the skies with a wave of new international air routes launching in May. The Transport Ministry reports that new connections will be established with 10 countries, including Azerbaijan, China, Georgia, Germany, Hungary, Kyrgyzstan, South Korea, Turkey, Uzbekistan, and more, reflecting the country's growing integration into regional and global transport networks. Scott Airlines is set to launch multiple international routes from Shymkent Airport this month, starting May 27. Flights will operate twice weekly to Budapest and Munich, followed by routes to Shanghai and Seoul from May 29, also twice a week. Air Astana is expanding its network too from May 14. Flights will connect Astana and Da Nang, and by the end of the month, new routes will link Atarau to Tbilisi, Almaty to Osh, and Atarau to Baku. Fly Aristan joins the expansion with new flights from Almaty to Gulsha and from Astana to Gazipasa, both with 2 weekly departures. Uzbekistan's My Freighter, Centromair, added a new Almaty-Tashkent route on May 5th, and Azerbaijan Airlines is increasing frequency between Astana and Baku to 4 flights per week starting May 13. And to wrap up, allow me to leave you with something to think about. We talk a lot about growth, new investments, faster trains, expanding flight routes. But what kind of future are we building if we can't clean up after ourselves? In our special report on the Astana Times YouTube channel, we take a hard look at Kazakhstan's growing waste crisis, why recycling is still stuck in the past, what's being done and what isn't, and how everyday citizens are stepping up where the system falls short. It's gritty, it's real, and it's a conversation we need to have. Watch it now, and let's start talking solutions. That's it for this edition. Stay informed, stay sharp with the Astana Times.